Eventually, if you work sincerely on yourself for a long enough time, you realize it's all about the Shakti flow. It's all about the energy. It's not about your philosophy. It's not about what books you've read. It's not about what mantra you do. It's not about what gurus you've met. It's about the flow of the energy inside of you. If that flow is going up, you feel uplifted. If that flow is going down, you feel trapped. You feel anxious. You feel scared. You feel driven outwardly. So the first thing that has to happen is the energy has to change directions. Now it flows down and out. Why? If you work enough on yourself, you'll see it. Consciousness and energy are the same thing. In the ancient Upanishad scriptures, they talk about Chit Shakti, Chit Shakti. All one word. Conscious, Chit, energy, Shakti. It's one essence that has some properties. So consciousness and energy are the same thing. That's why underlying the entire universe is God. I don't discuss God with you because people have completely made that word useless. So the ancient Rebbes, if they'd ever write the word God, they'd write G_D or G-D. They just don't get into this God thing. All of the energy, Einstein's energy, E equals mc squared, the quantum field, energy, that energy is consciousness. That's why God is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent, because it's everywhere. And that's what every great master has taught you. It's not off somewheres with a long beard, somewheres in heaven waiting for you, or whatever. It's literally everywhere. That's why Christ taught, not a hair on your head moves without him knowing. Not a sparrow falls from a tree, but that he knows it. Because awareness, consciousness, is everywhere, equally, in all places at the same time. I like quantum physics because the physicists believe that the quantum field, which is energy, of which all the quarks and leptons and subatomic particles come out of, that field is omnipresent, that field is equally everywhere in the entire universe. No matter how far it goes, that's what's there, is the quantum field. And then from it emanates the subatomic particles, and then they put themselves together into electrons, neutrons, protons, and make atoms, molecules, and here you are. But underneath it all, manifesting it all, is energy. What they don't know is that energy and consciousness are the same thing, period. Only yogis know that. You can know that because you are consciousness. So if you explore the nature of your being, that's why they say meditate on the self. If you explore where you come from, not where your body comes from, not where your emotions come from, not where your thoughts come from, what is the source of your consciousness? There is a seat of awareness from which you look out through your eyes, from which you watch your thoughts, from which you feel your emotions. That is the seat of consciousness. If you return to that seat, you will know yourself as aware power, as conscious energy, as Chit Shakti, because that's who you are. So if you return to the seat of your being, you not only are aware, but it is the seat of power. It is the seat of where your will comes from. So let's put that aside for a second, though I know people like talking about that. Now let's talk about, instead of up high, let's talk about why you fell from the garden, why it goes down, why the energy flow is the way it is now. Since consciousness and energy, Chit Shakti, are the same thing, wherever you put your consciousness, your awareness, so you have put the energy flow. And if you stop for a moment and realize, where is your awareness? Well, it is certainly on your senses and what is coming in through your senses. You are aware of what comes in through your eyes, you're aware of what comes through your ears, you're aware of, et cetera, et cetera. So all 5 of these senses capture your awareness. Why? Because you're interested in them. If you're not interested, you don't pay attention. Isn't it funny that awareness, paying attention, concentrate, somebody The nun hits her stick. Concentrate. These are very spiritual words. Consciousness, awareness, concentration, willpower, they are the Shakti, the chi, that emanates from consciousness. When you focus consciousness, you are focusing and sending and projecting energy. Just like when you hold a magnifying glass in front of the sun, something really happens bigger than normal because it concentrates and focuses the power of the sun, and therefore all kinds of different things go on. So likewise, when you concentrate your awareness, you are focusing your Shakti, your chi, your energy in that direction. And I'm telling you, that's what will is. The fact that you can make this arm move, you take it so for granted. Oh my God. Well, you look at it from a physics point of view. This arm weighs something. It can't pick itself up. It has mass. It requires energy to move mass, doesn't it? You're not breaking the rules. Newton didn't say it requires energy to move mass unless it's your body. Mass is mass. This thing has mass. How is it that it went up? I don't see any gasoline engines or, anything like that. It's because I willed it to. You're so used to it, you don't even pay attention. I willed it to go up. That's why I went up. So likewise, when you send and concentrate your energy and you send it down to these muscles, those muscles contract. And therefore this stuff goes up. When you take it away, it relaxes. This is something you are doing. You know that. You are doing this. It doesn't move by itself. It is a willful act. And the power you are using is the power of chi, is the power of prana, is the power of Shakti. When you concentrate on something, when you focus your attention on something, you are sending your energy flow to that. So underneath the quantum field is the consciousness that is emanating just through attention, just through concentrating, whatever it is emanating a field of energy. So if you want to think about God, which I don't want you to, I want you to experience God since you are capable of it. But people like to think about things, which is not good, because the more you think about it, the further away from it you become. But if you want to think about it, that's how you're to think about it, is the force of consciousness. When it concentrates, when it pays attention, it emanates. You feel it. If you concentrate on somebody, you can feel power coming off of you. If somebody's staring at you, you can feel it. It emanates energy. So wherever you concentrate your awareness, you are sending your chi, you are sending your energy. So that's nice, it's fun to talk about. But now let's talk about the fall from the garden, because that is the fall from the garden. That absolutely lays the groundwork for exactly what is meant by the fall from the garden. Why? You're sitting here in consciousness. In truth, if you're back in Christ's state, my Father and I are one. You're part of the universal being. Since your consciousness, there's only one consciousness. And when you return your individualized consciousness to the pool of consciousness, then you too can experience everything. That's where the great masters went. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is a cat walks in front of you and it looks like yours, but you're out in Gainesville. And all of a sudden, all of your awareness is focused on that cat, isn't it? That means all of your energy is brought down out of the seat of self onto this whole system that goes out into the cat. Then the mind starts saying, oh my God, is that my cat? How could she be in town? Do you pay attention to those thoughts, or do you pay no attention to them? You pay attention to them. If you pay attention to them, you are focusing your energy on them. Then the sense of fear comes up in your heart. What is God going to do about this? All this goes on. Do you pay attention to the fear that comes up in your heart? Do you pay attention to those things? So now I have an outside world drawing your attention. Notice I use the word distracting. Distraction means your consciousness is pulled somewheres. When your consciousness is pulled there, your energy goes there. So the cat is distracting you. The thought about the cat is distracting you, and the feeling about fear is distracting you. You're now lost. That's called a lost soul. You have been pulled out of the seat of self, away from God, away from the sense of your center, away from the sense of your being. All of your consciousness and energy has been pushed down and out. And that's what's meant by the fall from the garden, is you're pushed down and out instead of in and up. So a normal human being is God, consciousness, chit shakti, conscious energy, distracted to the limitation of your senses, to the limitation of your thoughts and to the limitation of your emotions, and you are lost in that. I mean, that's full time. That's where you live.
You've been listening to an excerpt from Michael Singer's The Untethered Soul Lecture Series, Volume 11, The Unlimited Energy of the Self.